Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. If you're looking for Mr. Matt Kohrs, don't worry, don't panic, don't freak out. He is here. I promise you all in just about 2 minutes. Matt Kohrs will be joining me right here on this YouTube channel. For all of you that are wondering who's this guy in the hat, it's not Matt. He'll be here in just a moment. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. If you guys don't know, True Trading Group is the fastest growing, highest rated premium online education platform that's available today. And at True Trading Group, we combine a professional trading education curriculum that's both complex and in-depth, but yet easy to understand and implement. And we pair that with over $4,000 worth of premium trading tools from some of today's top financial technology companies, all yours. And we top that off, folks, with a community of active and educated, like-minded and helpful traders and investors that are led by TTG's team of pro trading moderators that have over 100 years of combined experience and a combined win rate of about 80%. We focus on stocks, options, crypto, futures, day trading, swing trading, but also long-term investing. We're going to talk about that today here on this live stream. At True Trading Group, folks, results matter and results are quantifiable. Your results, they are measured through your P&L. TTG exists to empower the retail trader. It exists to help you learn, trade, and profit. This is your first time on one of these True Trading Group live streams. I want to welcome you all. We go live on this YouTube channel 6 nights a week, but also on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, where myself, other TTG Pro Trader moderators, and special guests will drop golden nuggets and provide you guys with some free lessons and education that can help you immediately. If you've not done so already, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, show us some love, turn on your notifications. You don't ever want to miss out on any one of these lives. Now let's get ready to learn, trade, and profit, folks. Here's your very first lesson. Why should you listen to anything that I cover on any of these live streams? It's crucial you understand who you're listening to. Listening to the wrong information can cost you both time and money. I know you do not have an unlimited supply of both. So allow me to qualify myself to you. Guys, I began my career working for a hedge fund in New York City, my first job right out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession. The stock market crashed, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, before I was ever able to touch $1 of their money, I first had to go through an intensive training program. I had access to some of the top trading tools, and I was part of a community of like-minded traders that helped ensure my success as a trader. That's exactly what the TTG platform is based on here now today. Before I get started, I first like to take a second to thank our partners over at Benzinga. For those that don't know, Benzinga offers their own educational product and tools, yet they still fully endorse the TTG platform for the massive added value that it provides for their members and their community. We're grateful to Benzinga for the opportunity to further educate their community and to offer the Benzinga Pro real-time newsfeed and Squawk, which is worth over $1,400 a year. We have that available to TTG members for free as part of their annual membership. I'd like to read you guys a quick message from the Benzinga founder and CEO, Jason Raznick, right here up on the screen. To better serve our Benzinga community, we partnered up with the education team over at True Trading Group. If you're looking for great lessons and a fantastic community, we recommend checking them out. Sincerely, Jason Raznick, Benzinga founder and CEO. So if you are here from Benzinga, welcome. You are in the right place. Now, folks, without any further ado, let's talk about how this live stream is going to go down. I'm going to start things off. I'm going to bring on my partner and co-founder of True Trading Group, Adam. You guys know him as Shug. And then, of course, Mr. Matt Kohrs is going to be joining us here as well. And we're going to be answering your questions. We're going to cover this week's stock market outlook, big gap down on the futures, oil skyrocketing. What does this mean for the overall markets? How do we plan on making money this week? We're going to break all that down for you guys here in just a moment. Then we've got a very important announcement that we have to make for everybody that's joining us here on this live stream. And Adam is going to help me make that announcement. Then we're going to cover a main topic of the live stream that I want to go over with you all. And it has to do with building wealth in a long-term portfolio. While markets have come down significantly so far in 2022, I want you guys to understand the opportunities that are presented in front of you. And when markets go down, how you go about building that long-term portfolio and take advantage of lower stock prices. We're going to go over that. I'm going to share some key lessons with you guys tonight on this live stream. And then for those that are interested, at the very end, we will show you the entire TTG platform, all the tools, the resources, everything that's there. It's a platform. It's not just a chat room. Don't confuse us with other services. You guys get access to the tools and resources that other professional traders use, all included with your TTG membership on the platform. I'll show you what that looks like later on. All right. But without any further ado, folks, let's go ahead. Let's get things started. I want you guys to go ahead right now and begin typing your questions in chat. There's no such thing as a stupid question. A silly question does not exist. Asking questions is how you learn. So without any further ado, folks, let's go ahead and begin that Q&A.
Heyo.
Hey, yo. What's up, fellas? How is everyone doing this fine evening?
Just to prove that Matt's actually here, there he is.
Yes, there he is. Everybody. Mr. Matt Kohrs, round of applause.
It's actually a deep fake.
Thank you.
It's a deep fake.
I'm just appreciating how rich the Beverly Hillbillies would have been in these days.
Oh my God.
I mean, hey, Mike, I have a good one for you or anyone in chat. What is the all-time high of oil?
I believe it's like just under $165 a barrel, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I didn't know this, but I just Googled it while I was waiting for this to get rolling. And apparently in 2008, after that whole debacle, it hit like 147.50. So we're within spinning distance of either of those numbers, which is crazy.
Yeah. These are, we cracked over $130 in oil futures. And I traded oil in 2008 when it went up to those all-time highs. And I never thought that I would ever see those prices ever again. I just couldn't see it. There was like such a huge push for like green energy. And I just never thought, oil went all the way down to like $40 a barrel. It just sat there forever. Oil stocks just went down. I never thought I would see oil at $130 a barrel ever again. If you said this to me 3-4 years ago, that oil would be back at 130, I would have said, no way. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And it's all just getting it's gas is getting poured on this fire with now there's the call for a complete ban on Russian oil. And that's what's really just, setting this thing. We jumped like $15 a barrel, $20 a barrel. We were like 114, I think, on Friday.
Yeah, we were right around there. There's already memes being made about it. It was something along the lines of, it's getting bad when the guy who runs the biggest EV, and they're referring to Elon Musk, is calling for them to release reserves. Like someone already made a meme. Like, and that is so bad. And EV players like, dude, you gotta release oil. Like,
I know, even Elon Musk. He's like, he even said in his tweet, he's like, this is bad for Tesla, but we need to produce more oil.
It's just
all right. I'm gonna start things off for you guys this evening. First of all, welcome. That's all I got. I already said that, but oil is not an all-time high, but really, really up there. Mike, you said it hit 139.
Yeah, it tapped 139. Brent futures tapped 139. But I think right now we're currently sitting in the low to mid 120s right now.
Okay. What does this mean for just for this part of it? Matt and Mike, what does this mean for the market going into tomorrow? What does this mean for futures overnight? How does this play out for traders and investors going into the week?
I can give mine, Mike, if you want. I'm sure you're going to have some corrections on my opinion of it. So with this, there are certain time periods, and I'm talking about like multi-month, multi-year, where there is a strong correlation between oil and the SPY, but that doesn't always hold. Recently, it hasn't really been there. Right now, there's been more of an inverse correlation because the spike in oil is intimately intertwined with the fact that things are going to shit in the whole Ukraine-Putin invasion situation. So we're actually seeing now an inverse correlation. The reason it's going up is because tensions are higher. More specifically, over the weekend, there was a lot of fighting about like the whole no-fly zone. Does this count as like conflict or not? And obviously now there's the latest rumors are us not importing any more oil. Obviously, when you have high demand, low supply, prices go up. And right now we're seeing an inverse relationship with the S&P 500. And Mike, I don't know if you know what it is off the top of your head. I think we're down 1.5% in the S&P 500, roughly something like that. So now we're seeing like the opposite happen.
Yeah, down 1.5, 1.6. As oil continues to push higher, once oil gets up to these levels, you will start to see, that inverse correlation because it's a real drag on the consumer. And inflation is already a huge issue. But now you're going to be looking at, you're looking at you're already over $5 a gallon in place for gas in places in California. You're
Mike,
gonna start.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Talk to me like I'm an idiot, right? What do you mean by inverse correlation? What does that mean here?
Like oil goes up, markets go down.
Okay, so they should expect that.
It's what's happening right now. So like
okay,
oil,
all right.
oil is exploding to the upside. The overall market down 1.5, 1.6%. As we've broken below a key level in the S&P futures that I was looking at from last week. We held that level on Friday, tested it, held it. Now we are well beneath it. And I have an entire game plan on how I plan on trading the markets now and what I'm going to do tomorrow. This move in oil is getting to the point of worst case scenario is what's starting to be priced in the futures market for oil. People are really pricing in a Russian oil ban, and that's why you got this huge surge, because there's been more and more and more talks of banning Russian oil, which is going to cause the price of oil to skyrocket. Now, you're already seeing the price of oil skyrocket on the back of the talks of a Russian ban. So you're already pricing in, and that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is the whole world, Europe and the United States. Europe is a much bigger consumer of Russian oil than the United States is. The United States, I think only like 3% of our oil is Russian, but it's like 20-something% of Europe comes from Russia. Europe is going to feel this even worse than we are, but we're still going to feel it as well. Everyone's going to feel it once you cut off Russian oil from the rest of the world. That's a large chunk of supply that you're going to be taking out of global circulation. And we're already in a supply-demand imbalance, which is why even before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, oil was already surging higher. You were already $70, $80, $90 a barrel before Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, this is making everything worse. That's why now you're up in the 120s. We broke over 130. If you get some type of statement from let's say Biden tomorrow, because I assure you're probably going to get some type of a statement from Biden tomorrow that's going to address this, because he sees the price of oil, he sees the price of gasoline. Americans are pissed off about it. He's going to come out and probably say something about it. If there's a comment from him tomorrow, or from anyone from the White House that says we are not going to do a Russian oil ban, you will see the price of oil come down if you get a statement like that. You'll also see the price of oil come down if you get a finalized Iran nuclear deal. Not going to be a big drop, but an Iran nuclear deal would bring about 1.3 million barrels a day into the supply from Iran. That's not a big dent at all. That's 1.3 million barrels is actually very, very, very small. You probably only see $6 to $9 pullback on the back of an Iran nuclear deal. But if you get an announcement where, hey, we're not going to ban Russian oil, you'll see a significant drop, because that's where this entire move is coming from.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I was kind of wrapping up my thoughts there. But just to add on to what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. If we get such a massive gap up tomorrow on the price of oil, you will see me take another piece of profit off on my oil positions. So for everyone that's been following along on the YouTube channel, for everyone that got my January 2nd report, I published an 18-page report on January 2nd for all the TGG community, where I gave you guys my number one pick for the year was the energy sector, and I gave you guys a list of oil stocks that I was long. I've taken some profit off on those positions. I will take more profit off on those positions if we do we wake up tomorrow morning and the equities market opens and oil is $120, $130 a barrel. Again, we're pricing in like a worst case scenario. I will take more profit off the table because we are getting extended on the price of oil.
Right.
Okay.
So real quick. So I think the takeaway here for those that are listening, I mean, there's a lot of takeaway, but Matt, would you agree? Mike, would you agree that the takeaway here is that the higher the price of oil goes, the lower we can expect the market to go down, at least for right now? Is that correct?
In my opinion, in this very particular geopolitical setup, yes, because the reason it's going up is bad for the rest of the world because it's relating to armed conflict. And also the macroeconomic backdrop is serious inflation. So now this is throwing a wrench into the Fed's plan, which I know Mike will end up talking about this, but we're going to get the first rate hike and they're trying to not rock the boat. They already had a tough enough job in a normal thing of trying to unwind this like insane quantitative easing. And now you throw this in with oil at potentially an all-time high. Jerome Powell is going bald as we speak.
Yeah.
All right. So typically when you talk about oil, which most would consider the black gold, right, Matt?
Yeah, Texas tea.
You got to talk about the other type of gold, which is gold. And I'd like to know what is happening with gold, because typically in times of volatility like this, you would expect gold to go up. What is the gold market and gold futures tonight mean for people going into the market tomorrow? How can they, what should they look for? Is it similar, like the higher the price, but is that different? Is the higher the price oil goes, the more we can expect gold to rise up with it? And how should people look at that tomorrow? Matt, if you want to start off.
I would say the correlation is stronger with the fact that the market's going down. In my mind, I don't attach gold and oil. Sometimes they can be correlated, but that's not a strong one. But when you see panic in the market, typically you see gold going up because it's viewed to be as a safe haven. And I believe in trading right now, it's up almost like 1.75%, which is interesting because the S&P, I believe, is down over 1.5%. So almost the exact opposite there. I don't know if it has or hasn't, but it looks like it's going to breach 2,000 if you're looking at the futures contract for gold. So you're seeing a safe haven investment, basically. People are like, we don't know what the hell is going on. And another one that's slightly indicative, and the strongest correlation is actually between bonds and gold. We're seeing it flattening. And what that means to everyone, you're going to see this in any financial headlines, like 10 years, they're flattening, they're getting the same. Basically, when people invest into bonds, bonds go up, so the yields go down. They're going to be inverse when you buy bonds. Bonds are another just safe haven investment. When things goes to shit, they buy bonds. What's crazy is the payout for a 2-year and a 10-year are damn near the same, as in people are not betting on the market 10 years out in the future. They're looking at it as the same risk as 2, which when you see this, I believe the metric I read is there's been no time that they've inverted, and within the 18 months past that, we haven't had a recession.
Yeah.
There's like that has not ever existed, and they have not inverted yet. To be very clear for everyone listening, they have not inverted yet, but we are clearly heading towards that.
Two things that have never happened without a recession. That's oil over $120 a barrel and the 2 and 10 inverting.
Oh, I didn't know the oil one. Holy cow. On Friday, I read an article. JP is calling for potentially 185 by the end of this year.
Yeah, there was actually the CEO of Pioneer, PXD, which is one of the oil companies that I'm long. And this is one of the oil companies that was in my report on January 2nd. That CEO actually came out with a statement on Friday that said, if there is a ban on Russian oil, he said the United States does not have the capacity to replace that supply, and he expects oil to go to anywhere between $150 to $200 a barrel if we do ban Russian oil. And that's the CEO of Pioneer.
I got DMs in January when I was like, I'm very confident about 100, maybe 120. And I got comments. They're like, dude, the fact that you're calling for 120 like shows you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That was 2 months ago. I was like, folks, like this is, and that was without the Russia thing. It was just demand was going up and supplies being constrained by OPEC and their allies. Like this was a very classic supply demand problem. And then this particular scenario just blew it out of the water. And also, I think it's important for us to say, folks, we are talking about prices and potential ways to protect yourself, maybe even make some money, but understand all of this in the insanity that's going on in the world right now. If your biggest concern is if you're red or green, you're doing pretty good, because there's people on this planet right now, as there are every day, but now it's catching mainstream media's attention, that other people they're concerned for their own life, their family's life. So please understand, when we're saying all this, this is second tier to some of the actual shit that's going down.
All right. No, 100%. Right. We're, extremely fortunate in this part of the world, and it's important to remember that. So, just to be clear, Currently, the price of gold and the gold market have nothing. There is no immediate correlation between that and the overall stock market right this second.
Well, what you're seeing right now, this current situation, it's actually pretty interesting because historically, there has been correlations between gold, the overall market, oil, like your two biggest commodities, gold, oil. Okay. And then you have the stock market. And forever, those things, there's always been a macro relationship between those three things. Over the last, I don't know, I'd say, the better part of the last decade, when money was free and interest rates were zero, you really started to see that correlation decouple. And you really start to see a lack of correlation between these commodities and the overall markets. But now that shit's hitting the fan again, you're seeing those correlations come back together. And you're seeing S&P futures down big, gold futures up big. Gold has always been a flight to safety. And everybody has always considered gold an inflationary hedge. In inflationary environments, gold outperforms. It's a place that people go, they dump their money into gold, and it's a place for you to hide from inflation and outperform other areas. But you had this whole, explosion of cryptocurrency, and everybody was calling Bitcoin, digital gold, and we called Bitcoin digital gold. It's an inflationary hedge. And what you're starting to see, and I actually said this, I don't know, I said this probably like a year and a half ago on one of these live streams, and I got crucified for it, that I said that everyone's talking about Bitcoin being an inflationary hedge now when everything's fine. Like when there was no inflation and everything where markets are at all-time highs, and it was like a 100% risk on environment with free money and endless amounts of stimulus from the Fed. And I was like, but when shit really hits the fan, I think Bitcoin is too volatile. I think Bitcoin's not going to be a place that people are going to run to as a hedge because of the volatility. Gold is not that volatile. Gold, you can't compare the volatility of gold and Bitcoin. And I said, when shit really does hit the fan, you're going to see if institutional investors really, really do believe that Bitcoin is an inflationary hedge. And what I have seen over the last couple of weeks is the market telling you Bitcoin is not an inflationary hedge. It is a risk asset. Bitcoin has gone up and down as risk has been put on, as risk has been taken off. It's seen its own spike for its own catalyst with what's going on with all the sanctions in Russia and people trying to find ways to get around sanctions and try to operate outside of like the global financial system. And you've seen, an influx of Russian accounts on all these different platforms of people that are going in and buying crypto. And you've seen a spike in crypto because of that. But there is no denying that now that shit's hitting the fan again, everybody's flocking into gold, as gold is now touching $2,000 an ounce. So, that correlation, I feel like, is back on, and you can start trading that coupled correlation, because as oil continues to go up, now that oil is this high, like this correlation really works when oil is this expensive, because when oil is this expensive, it's a problem for the American consumer. When the American consumer has to spend $5.50, $6 a gallon on gas, that's a problem. It's a problem for them because they can't buy other stuff. Okay, so then 70% of the U.S. economy is consumer based. So when you have all that money filling up your gas tank, it means less money to spend on other stuff. So you're seeing the economy, you're seeing the equity markets go down with a fear of a growth concern as oil goes up. When oil is at like $50, $60 a barrel, it doesn't matter because gas is $2-3, right? So you're not really, you don't see that correlation when the price is a lot cheaper. But now that it's up here and it's a problem, you're going to see that correlation, and you're seeing it now.
And just to clarify to everyone, like when we're talking about oil, remember from oil, that's when you get your gasoline, your diesel, that's when you're going to get your natural gas, just to make it clear for everyone, maybe not making those connections, that's like the initial thing that in one way or another, they're going to refine. So basically energy costs go through the roof. And really, I mean, I know people could have got it for that $3 trial, but your initial write-up, you could have bought a share of something and you would have paid yourself off like 10x already, even on something like XOM or these other energy plays that you were looking at. Just energy. I don't think it stops here. We'll see how it plays out, but I truly think that crude oil is going to keep going higher with this. The only way I think it gets a relief, I mean, they've even tried to get Iran, I believe, most recently to release some more, but it's beholden to OPEC and their allies and how they're going to vote. So it's something that maybe it's a little bit in our control, but we don't have the craziest amount of reserves here, like in the US. It's not something that we can like, maybe we could put a Band-Aid on it of like a gunshot wound type of a scenario, but it just doesn't, it's not a long-term solution for the current situation.
Got it. All right. So, so just to reiterate, oil goes up, gold goes up as well.
In this scenario, yes.
In this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct, Mike?
Yeah, right now in this scenario, yes.
Right, in this scenario. Okay, second. One of the topics we're going to be talking about tonight is long-term investing and how to make the most out of your portfolio, especially in this situation. So if somebody had a metaphorical weapon pointed at you and said, the both of you right now at today's price need to pick two companies that you would feel comfortable investing in at today's price for the long run, right? A year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. What would that give me? Two companies each. Matt, go first.
Okay, if we take the shorter long term, like a year, 2 years, honestly, even if you don't want a company, GLD and USO. If you do want companies, XOM is a solid one for sure. That's Exxon. But if we go like long term, like if we're talking 2 or 3 decades, I'm still absurdly bullish. Like even outside of this situation, I'd prefer to buy in. And just so everyone knows, in the very short term, I think the market goes lower, so I wouldn't be buying these tomorrow. But long term, I am insanely bullish on cloud computing, the esports space, and also the EV sector. If we're talking like 2-3 decades. So some companies like that would be Corsair, CR, SR for esports, obviously Tesla for EV, cloud computing. You could get Amazon, you could get Microsoft. That also has a nice dividend. But those are like the sectors, like many 2-3 decades, super bullish on. 1, 2, 3 years right now. GLD, USO are like just straight up ways to play gold and oil.
Got it. All right, Mike.
I would say again, it really does depend on what kind of time frame you're looking at. Like if you're looking at a 1 year time horizon, if you're looking at like a 5 to 7 year time horizon, I always, and this is not going to be a very sexy answer, but I think whenever you have environments where you have a very intense volatility and you have a lot of uncertainty with the overall health of the market, I feel like the safest stock to just hide out in is Apple. And I feel like Apple is a name it's not a sexy name. It's not like that crazy high growth name. It's not going to get you 1,000% gain over the next couple of years, but it's also not going to give you a 50 or 60% drawdown if the markets do continue to go lower, like you will see in a lot of your other tech names. Everybody has a tendency just to run towards tech, but this is not the environment that you want to be in high growth tech names. You want to be, if you're going to go into tech, you want to go after what I consider value tech, which are companies that are not focused on growth at all costs, but companies that generate immense amounts of positive cash flow. And there is no tech company that's stronger in a cash position than Apple is. It's not sexy, but it is a place that people can really kind of hide out. The oil names, I'm still bullish on the oil names. I just think the price right now of some of these oil stocks have gone way too out of control. They are parabolic. I am taking profits off probably on these positions tomorrow on this gap up, but I still do believe, even if the Russia-Ukraine situation settles down, I still do believe that you're going to have elevated prices of oil for the foreseeable future. And I like these oil companies. I like Chevron and I like Devon Energy. Chevron and Devon Energy are two of the ones I like the most, but also because of the dividend.
At today's prices?
No, I'm saying that I'm going to be taking profit on these positions because we're so extended. But I think that these companies are going to do very well over the next 1 to 2 years because I still believe that oil is going to be elevated. Even once this Russia-Ukraine situation settles down, We still have a massive supply-demand imbalance. And when you get into the summertime and everybody starts traveling again, okay, we do not simply have enough oil to meet that demand. So I would say if anyone that's not long oil, you would hope that you get an Iran nuclear deal, price of oil drops slightly, oil stocks drop slightly. There's no Russian oil ban. That brings the price of oil down. That brings oil stocks down. And then those are places that you can go because those companies are still going to generate tremendous amount of profit. And the dividend you're going to get on these companies is insane. You are going to get Devon Energy issues a variable dividend. A variable dividend means that Devon Energy is going to give you a fixed dividend, and then they're going to give you another dividend based on their profitability and their cash flow. And when you have oil that's up at $90, even if oil comes down $20, $25 a barrel, you're still at $90, $100 a barrel. That's still the highest level for oil that these companies have seen in a very long time. They're going to be generating tremendous amounts of cash, and that cash is going to go right back to the shareholder in the form of dividends and share buybacks. You already saw share buybacks, you're already seeing dividend hikes, and you're going to get probably, when all is said and done and Devon Energy issues their dividend, you're probably going to be getting a 10% dividend on the variable dividend. That's on top of a stock that's already up 30% on the year. So now you're talking about a 30% gain on the stock plus a 10% dividend. You're looking at a 40% return on your money. So you can buy something like a Devon Energy, stock can go down 10%. You're still going to be break even on the position. So I would say look for pullbacks in oil, and then that's a good place to be for the next 1 to 2 years. And then cybersecurity stocks. I love cybersecurity stocks. Palo Alto, Fortinet, two of my favorites. I also do like CrowdStrike, not performing anywhere near as good as Palo Alto and Fortinet. But that's something I think in the next couple of months, Russia will retaliate because of the sanctions. And you're going to get cyber attack. That's going to be in the news flow for the foreseeable future. And I think that keeps a bid underneath those stocks, all stocks that I own.
I just thought about this right now, but on the opposite side, an industry that I would now avoid for the next year or two, honestly, airlines cannot catch a break. They were hit with COVID. They took on way more debt, and a lot of them came into the situation already a little bit tilted. Even folks, before the pandemic hit, I was avoiding American Airlines at all costs. It was by far in the worst debt situation. And then it came into like the pandemic and things got worse. And now an airline, one of their biggest costs is going to be oil. And now that oil is going tight, like the airline has been under serious distress, now going to be heading into its third full year. Like that's just not a good industry to be in right now.
I agree.
All right. So going into, first of all, thank you guys for that. I appreciate it, even though I asked which ones would you purchase at the current prices of, you both did a great job of dancing around that. Next question would be going into tomorrow and this week, right? With the way futures look at this moment, what would be some good strategies or some good, like Matt, what are you looking at tomorrow, or have you not given that some thought yet? Like as far as actively trading, like what are some things that you're looking at for tomorrow and then also this week?
Yeah. So when I see more volatile times, I come back to core things as in more like macro, like SPY. When the overall market's being a bit boring, that's where I try to look for some perceived value of alpha in individual equities right now. And I could already actually tell you, I've already been taking a short position in the futures market. Now that the futures market is open, I already sold contracts, like already short on the S&P 500. I just did it through a different, I guess it would be considered derivatives class. So I'd be watching SPY. I'd be watching Qs. The tech sector is going to get hit pretty hard off of this.
What are you watching for? I don't mean to interrupt you. What are you watching for specifically when you say, are you watching for a move to the downside so you can?
Yes. So definitely short term, we're talking about this week. Let's just take the first 2 days of this trading week. Definitely now, as of now, leaning bearish. The SPY, I don't know Mike's levels, but I'm sure they're going to be roughly in line with mine. Roughly 427. I was watching kind of like, I think it's just below 427 of where it tapped. If that doesn't hold, I'm watching the low 420s, 421. If that doesn't hold, I'm down to like 415, 410. That is my target. If 427-ish, get plus or minus 50 cents, 75 cents, something like that. That is my short-term target the first 1, 2, 3 days out of the gate. You could play oil going higher. The Qs, they're going to be moving roughly in unison. The SPY, the Qs, and the Russell will be correlated. I don't see a reasonable bounce unless, and I'm going to throw this caveat out there, I believe the third round of talks between the diplomats between Ukraine and Russia is early this week. If that's positive, that could change the complete tune, folks. This is not fundamental. This is not technical. This is news driven. So if that's a good meeting and they're like, hey, we're going to do a ceasefire and try to work this out, look for things to rip to the upside.
And right on top of that, because I'll tell you what, if we get positive news out of a third round of talks, which there's no reason to believe that we are going to get positive. I mean, you really have to just pay attention, use the real-time news feed and everything that we have to stay up to date on that, because you've had 2 rounds of talks without really any real progress being made. There was supposed to be a ceasefire to allow for civilian evacuations. Those evacuation plans have broken down now for 2 consecutive days, where they've had issues now, and the civilian casualty count in Ukraine continues to rise. So, we have no reason to believe that you're going to get any positive talks. But if you do get positive talks, I'm telling you guys, oil is being priced right now for worst case scenario. If you get some type of progress towards a ceasefire, I will be shorting oil, because I think that there really is an air pocket right now. And I think oil, if you get any type of progress where there's an announcement from Biden that says we're not going to ban Russian oil, if he says that, and these are all big ifs, I don't know what Russia is going to do. I don't know what Biden's going to do. You have to just have a game plan in an environment like this where you're so headline driven. I think it's always better to be reactive than this to be proactive. Wait and see. What's the event? Okay, great. Now position yourself for it, because if there's no Russian ban and if you get a positive headline from Russia-Ukraine talks for the third round, oil comes back down. And I think oil will come back down significantly. And I think there's a lot of money that can be made from an active trade standpoint, shorting that move. And I'm saying that as I'm long Chevron, Exxon, Pioneer, Occidental, Devon. I'm long all of these stocks. I've taken some profit off last week. I'm going to take more profit off probably tomorrow on a big gap up. But I think that there really is a trade to be had there. And to follow on to your levels on the SPY, Matt, we're on the same page. For me, it's like 427 to 428 on the SPY. And it really just goes back to, it's this level. It's the October lows from that initial sell-off. You guys are looking at my chart right now. You'll see all of this support here around this 427, 428 level. And then we got down here, and then you can see we overshot it on that first big sell-off day, but then you'll see the next 4 consecutive days it held support. And then we breached it, and then you had the news of the actual Russian invasion that caused a huge gap down. But then ever since that gap down, you can see that we regained this level as support. Now, this is an arbitrary, don't mind this tail. This tail is not actually real. I'll take you to a 15-minute chart just to show you how well this level has held. It held on Friday. Okay, it held on the 1st. And it held the low of the day on the 25th. That was a key level that I was watching last week, and we held it on Friday. And I told everybody, if this level gets breached, I am short now. And what I'm looking for, my number one trade idea for tomorrow is if this gap down holds. Now, listen, we still have 12 and a half hours before the market's open. Anything could happen. You've seen before futures be down 2%, then rally back to be up 1%. You've seen crazy stuff happen before. So if we are still beneath this level tomorrow, I will be shorting, in front of this level. I'll look for a little bit of a push off the gap down, and I will be buying put options right up here at this level, as I'm going to look for this area to become resistance now. I'll be in put options on the SPY. If you guys want to go after shorting futures, you want to get long the UBXY, there's so many different ways that you can play this trade idea, but I will be going after, I will be going after this to the short side at this level. Okay, so I'll wait for a little push. I'm going to try to get short. I'm going to ride put, because I think that we need to, I told everybody on that Russian invasion, I do not believe that low, that's it. I didn't think that the bottom was in. I think we at least have to go down and test 415 at least. Okay, at least 415. And then if not 415, we go down and we test that Russia invasion low. And then I think then you can get a technical bounce from there. And of course, you have to see then what the global macro things are. But from a technical standpoint, as everything stands right now, obviously I'm looking short. I'm looking for that 427, 428 on the SPY to be my resistance level. And I'm going to get puts. I'm going to ride this damn thing down. I'm looking for 10 points to the downside. Easy, an easy 10 points, maybe even more.
All right, next question. So for those that are just joining us, we covered some really great stuff so far tonight. This live stream is definitely not over, but we've covered some really, really great stuff. So far, we've talked about oil prices and how they will affect the market going into this week, how gold, what is expected of gold and the correlation between that and oil, the sectors and some stocks that Mike and Matt like long term. And now we're getting into this week's game plan when it comes to looking at the overall markets and the SPY, and they're telling you exactly where they would be looking for entries and on what and what kind of trades and so on. So all of this is really a lot of information, and I suggest that if you're just joining us, rewind the stream, start over, and start at the beginning. There's a lot of really great information that was given out tonight. My question is that information like this is only good if you know how to use it. Okay, so this question is for Matt. Specifically, Matt, you are, first of all, congratulations. For those of you that have not, that don't have Apple TV, you should get Apple TV just for that one episode of, it's the show is called The Problem, right? With Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Matt was on a recent episode of The Problem with Jon Stewart on Apple TV. If you haven't seen it, it is an awesome, awesome episode. I watched the whole thing twice so far. It was really great. So
sounds like you should buy calls on Apple then.
No, so it was really, really great. Whether you love Jon Stewart or you hate him, it was definitely interesting. And if nothing else, to see Gary Gensler kind of sweat and try and talk his way out of a couple questions. I wish I could say I got nothing but love for you, Mr. Gensler, but your boys in Miami did you dirty. So we're going to move on. All right. So moving on, what I'd like to say is the information that's being given out tonight is only as good as the people that know how to use it. It's if tonight you haven't heard repetitively over and over again, have a plan, know what you're doing, have a plan, know what you're doing, have a plan, know what you're doing, then you haven't been listening at all. So my question to Matt is, Matt, how important is it to actually know what it is that you are doing and to be educated in this market, really educated? And I don't mean, shuffling through YouTube, right? I'm talking about being really educated in this market. How important is that? And then on top of that, how important is being educated than being part of the right community? How important are those things?
So for the first one, the importance is literally the difference between whatever your account's at, most likely blowing it up and going to zero, or actually making a lot of money. And when you have higher volatility, everything's just higher. Your risk is higher, your reward is higher. The difference of not only having a plan, but understanding what it means when we're executing it. So let's use this example, or what he was just talking about with the SPY. Let's say Mike, he buys a put, and then all of a sudden the SPY pops to, let's say, 429. You know what he does? He cuts it. He's not going to hold it. He has a risk built in somewhere. And I'm using 429 arbitrarily, but I would assume it's actually probably around there just based on what's going on with the chart. But regardless, if it's wrong and all of a sudden, hang on, maybe the stock market already priced in the fact that on the off chance the talks did go well before it's even released, he might see them be like, hang on, there's strength, and I switch to calls, so he can get away with a baby loss, like a little paper cut, and actually end up profitable on the day. In high volatility environments, not only knowing what's going on, but sticking to said plan, that's the clear difference, not just between a little bit of money and a little bit of loss, actually making a serious amount of money or sustaining potentially loss that you can't come back from. To the second part of your question, more so of knowing the community. Well, you can't an echo chamber, not only in the world, but let's save that for a deeper philosophical debate, but also particularly in the market for the point of this, you can't be in an echo chamber, because if you're only hearing what you want to hear, you're not taking anything that's of utility. Like if you're searching for other differing opinions, you're not going to find it. If you're in your world, you need people who are going to like kind of challenge you and be like, well, hang on, Mike and Matt keep talking about 427, but I see support at like 426. Okay, you look into it and you see where there's the difference of opinion. But if everyone's agreeing, all of a sudden, if it goes a little bit wrong, like it just goes haywire. And that honestly leads back to the first problem of just like potentially getting blown out of your position just because you've never heard a differing opinion.
Yeah, I mean, but what real experience do you have with communities that have nothing but confirmation bias?
I mean, sometimes I would say sometimes I'm a little bit of an expert on that, but you see it, and it's one of those things that I don't know. And like that's you have to have such a crazy understanding of crowd psychology of one of those things. And in my world of AMC and Jimmy, a big aspect of that formula is hype, and I get that. That has a lot to do with its success, is how excited people are with it. But then for me, especially as a content creator within that world, it's like, well, how do you balance that line between like, yeah, like I understand the benefits of hoorah rah, but then on the flip side of it, it's like, well, what if a piece of wrong information gets out there and then people take it as gospel? And I obviously know in here, you guys are more of like very black and white. Here's right, here's wrong. This is like, let's say a quote unquote good trade setup. And that's the interesting thing that I think is really expressed how AMC is and GME have like deviated almost from like a normal equity.
Yeah, I mean, look, you recently within the past like, I don't know, what has it been now since you come on as a mod inside of chat?
Oh, I don't know, folks. Who knows?
Like
a handful of months.
Yeah. So Matt is actually part of True Trading Group. He's one of our mods in chat. He comes in a couple times a week and engages. And it's been awesome having him in there because, for those that don't know, Matt obviously started with I don't know if he started with that, but it was kind of like your initial being well known was for AMC and GME. And then, but people also may or may not know that Matt is like a formally educated trader. And like the dude knows what he's doing above and beyond just those two specific stocks. So there's a lot more there to get out of Matt there, and even his crypto channel, Crypto Kohrs. So for those that are into crypto that haven't subscribed to Matt's crypto channel, that's Crypto Kohrs. You guys are missing out there as well. A lot of really great information on that channel. Link is in the description. And we'll put it on here as well in a second. But, that is, that's so it's been great to have you in chat because at True Trading Group, Mike says it all the time. Our job is to identify profitable trades. We take that extremely serious. We are a paid, platform. People come on, they pay us their hard-earned money. That is, they're not paying us their hard-earned money to make them feel good with confirmation bias. They're paying us hard-earned money to identify and and educate them and provide tools and resources in a community that can plain and simple help them make money. That's it. That is our job. So for us, it's always been a little bit difficult to kind of take a different stance, but it's really great. It's been a really good experience for us so far, and I think for you as well to kind of see how the social aspect works of it, as well as you being here as well.
Yeah. No, it's definitely enlightening in various ways. And I think another thing for it, maybe for the traders in here that don't even know of me at all, one of the best things I could associate it with is we've all run into someone that, especially if in their market, they've made some sort of political bias decision. And it's like, it's the same thing where the emotion is running the trade, where like maybe you could have made money off of a trade and it somehow related to a politician or political decision that you detested, but you knew it was going to make you money. So that's like the closest thing I can like really come up with. And like maybe just another little anecdote of like where this goes awry is like one time a viewer was so set on tracking AMC. And when we're talking about gold and oil and the fine correlations there, I was attempting to point out a correlation between AMC and IWM. For those of you who don't know IWM, it tracks the Russell 2000 small cap sector. AMC happens to be the largest company holding within the Russell 2000. And instead of this viewer like saying, like, why are we watching the small cap sector? I just got accused of pumping it. They're like, you're pumping this stock IWM. I'm like, I am not pumping the small cap sector. It's like
you're
very
pumping the
important.
entire Russell 2000, Matt. Stop.
So like, and it's those kind of things that it's, for whatever reason, it didn't fit into a preconceived, like an emotional opinion on it. When in reality, it's like, well, okay, like, why are we watching this? Or tying it back to the political thing is like, obviously no one agrees with war. Like, what, you would be a crazy person to agree with it. But many people who saw this and then looked into the fact that Russia is a massive producer of oil, where Ukraine's a massive producer of wheat. Well, if it goes awry, these things are going to rip to the high heavens. And it's not like, that doesn't mean you're politically supportive of war or like warmongering or the war machine. It's just like what life is.
Right.
Awesome. So yeah, so to take away, education's pretty important, right?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the difference between being profitable and not. Like, I believe Mike starts it off with this. You don't just figure this out. This isn't one of those things that you stare at it long enough and it clicks in your own head. This is all very much being fortunate to find a mentor who will teach you the things that made them profitable, most likely over their 3 to 4 decade career. And they distill the most useful information and give it to you. And hopefully you become profitable faster than they did.
Mm-hmm. And there should probably, I mean, look, if you know, it's a tough thing for us too. And I'll kind of close with this is like, you know, it's probably, you know, because the question we get all the time is, well, why couldn't you just go on YouTube and Google this stuff and get it from those, you know, from other channels? And I guess the answer to that is that you probably could, but just like Mike said at the beginning, you got to know who you're listening to. Would you not agree, Matt, that there are probably people in your, you know, in on YouTube that are very popular that are probably pretty dangerous to listen to, but that does not stop these people from streaming or talking about the markets or people listening to them?
Oh yeah, there's like, I guess, like social credibility when at people's size, it's just assumed that they're right. I remember when I first started my channel, there's a very big channel right now, actively around 500,000. And someone asked him what the futures market is. And his response was, it tells you what equities are about to do. He literally just took the word future. He's like, it's where equities are about to go. And that's an account that has 500,000 subscribers. And then I commented, and I was like, that's not it at all. And of course you get banned. But like, yeah, it's weird. And also, I've also noticed a bias that when people hear something, the first thing they hear about a subject, they just think it's true. And then from there on out, you have to disprove it when it's just like the timing of which they heard it. And it's just, I think that's more of just like a human psychology thing. But there are accounts on Twitter I know that have less than 50,000 or 50 Twitter's whatever followers, amazing information. And then there's some crypto channels above 1 million. And I'm like, this is just horrifically incorrect information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Size does not mean technical or fundamental accuracy by any means.
Let me ask you another question real quick. You pay for certain bits of tools for trading, right? Like data and things like that.
Yeah.
I know you have. Okay, how much would you say you spend per year?
Oh, per year? Thousands.
Ballpark.
Too much. I don't know, a couple of thousand. Probably.
You think you spend about $5,000 a year?
Yeah, within that realm.
Okay. Do you think that the people that are watching right now, do you think that it is realistic that if you're just starting to trade or you haven't really got into it yet, that just going on bar chart or Yahoo Finance is probably not enough?
I don't think it. I know it. Like I'm 100%
So
positive that's not
you
it.
will at some point, preferably sooner than later, need to make some sort of an investment into that on your own.
Yeah, this is. I think when it comes to trading, a lot of people think of it differently than anything else in life. That somehow you can be crazy successful with no maybe financial input. If you're going to be an engineer, you go to school to be an engineer. If you're going to be an electrician, you go to school to be an electrician. You don't just all of a sudden, like, well, first of all, in the latter example, you have to go and buy the stuff to become an electrician. This is a skill set like any other career. It takes time and financial investment to be successful. There's no other way to think about it. Even if you're playing sports, you go out and buy a basketball and you buy sneakers. Like, you don't just start with nothing.
But I mean, look, a lot of mixed messaging, and it's hard, right? Because this, the industry of financial education and tools and things like that, it's a scammer's dream and haven, because you're playing on the emotion of people to better themselves. So you're playing off that emotion and you're taking advantage of people that are vulnerable. And 9 times out of 10, the product is pure garbage. It does nothing to enhance the quality of or to benefit them or forward them reaching their goals. And they end up, in a worse position than when they started, and usually not without being upsold and spending more money.
Yeah, I think it definitely plays on that. Like you were saying, it basically plays on hope. People maybe not even intentionally disregard red flags because they want it to be true. They know where their life was up to this moment, and they hope that this one particular opportunity is the thing that opens the door. They want it to work. It's hope. And that's just not it. Like it's very serious. It takes time. Like you have to. I am not here, folks, by randomly watching YouTube videos. I paid for various courses. Some were all right. Some were horrific. I have stacks and stacks of books. MIT, they have a lot of free lectures out there. I didn't know about TTG beforehand, but I've gone through the courses here. I've talked to it, and the proof is in the pudding. The fact is you can talk to members, and a high percentage of people who truly followed through with the courses and actively are a member of it make more money than it costs them. It's a business decision. It's that straight up.
Yep. So no, that's awesome, man. All right. Well, look, you guys did awesome tonight. I know that it was a little bit different because I pressed you on some questions to get stuff out of the way a little bit quicker this evening, but that was awesome, Matt. So I really do appreciate, your time tonight. I know it's late. If Mike didn't have a dinner date with his wife, we were trying to do it at 6. So, all right. So there's about, I would say, another 40 minutes or so left in the live. We're going to say goodnight to Matt. We're going to let him go. Mike, tell people why they should not sign off just yet. We have a little bit of an announcement, and then what are you going to do for them?
Yeah, guys, listen, I wouldn't, even if when Matt signs off here, I would not go anywhere because what I'm going to do, Adam and I have a really important announcement that we're actually going to share with everybody, but you guys don't want to go anywhere because later on in this live stream, which we are still yet to talk about, I'm going to go over with you guys some very key lessons on how to take advantage of market crashes or how to take advantage of significant down moves in the market to actually end up building wealth in a long-term portfolio that I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of lessons once we're finished up here with the announcement that Adam and I have to make. So if you guys are interested in how to take advantage of this type of environment when stocks do go down, a lot of people that just got involved in the markets over the last 2 years have never seen the stock market go down before. A lot of people are freaking out. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. A lot of people are holding bags in stocks that they should not be in right now. But I'm going to go over some really important key lessons that I think can help you guys kind of adjust your mindset a little bit, take a deep breath, and realize that this is not the end of the world. The end of the world only happens once, so don't bet on it. And every single time that when the dust settles after stock market declines, you are always left with tremendous opportunities. And we're going to talk about how to take advantage of those opportunities on this live stream in just a few moments.
Awesome. Before we get to that, I wanted to say one thing. So right now for TTG. And for a lot of people, it's like one of those things like, okay, Matt, you're talking about hope, blah, blah, blah. Just so you know, True Trading Group has a 1-week trial where you're in the platform, you get various education models. It is $3. I personally feel so confident about it that sign up for it. If you have that receipt, if you don't want to pay it, DM it to me on Twitter and I will send you the $3. You have literally zero financial risk to do at least the week trial. That's how much I feel about it. Send me the receipt on Twitter and I'll Venmo you, PayPal you, whatever it is, the $3 so you don't have to risk a single cent of your money.
And something new that we're doing for our trial right now is so previously we were not allowing trial members to download the mobile app because it was only for members, and that's where they would get the alerts and be able to log in. We have reconfigured our mobile app, so starting tonight, all trial members will be able to use the mobile app for the full 7 days. So we realize people are going back to work; they're not going to be able to be in chat as often. But now with our mobile app, you can now use that as part of your trial, so you can listen to chat, receive all the alerts in real time, so you don't actually need to sit in chat.
Awesome. Did not know that. That's great.
Yeah, because that mobile app is really important once you guys are going back to work, because you get the screen share, you get the mobile, you get to listen to the audio analysis because we're all talking on the microphone, and then you get the push notifications whenever moderators enter and exit trades. So now, even if you guys are back at work, you can still be able to follow along with everything that we have going on in chat. So that having our trial members be able to participate on the mobile app is huge.
Yeah, and surprise, surprise, if you're a current trial or you were a previous trial in 2022, we just sent out an email and text message. We gave you a week for free tonight. So all of you that were a previous trial, check your email right now. You should have instructions on how to log back in. We gave you another 7 days. Okay?
Sounds like Christmas in March.
Yeah, or Hanukkah.
Or Hanukkah. But I think that one's 8 days to be specific.
It is. Yeah. Oh, I miss Hanukkah. Anyways, Matt, thank you so much, dude.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Shout out to the TTG fam, and I hope you guys crush it this week. Looking forward to catch up with everyone next week and see how much money everyone hopefully made.
Yes, always a pleasure, Matt. We're gonna have a lot to talk about this week, brother.
For sure.
I got a feeling this is gonna be one hell of a week. Everybody better buckle up, put your chin straps on. It's gonna be a wild one. I can't wait. I get so giddy when I see the futures move. I'm like 1.5%. I'm like, yeah. I love this stuff. I love this volatility. I can't wait for tomorrow morning.
This is gonna be nuts. All right. Have a great evening. Talk to everyone later.
Later, man.
Yeah, guys. Make sure you guys get your butts in chat with us tomorrow. And like I said, even if it's just through the trial, you guys want to make sure that you're trading. It's gonna be a crazy week. I'm telling you guys now, it's gonna be a crazy week. And then don't forget, we are just days away from our first Fed meeting and our first rate hike. So there's never been a better time to kind of get your butts in chat, be with myself, the other pro traders, and the rest of the TGG fam.
Nice. So enough about that. Tell them why nobody should sign off right now.
Guys, I'm telling you, don't go anywhere. I got a lot of stuff I want to go over with you. Everybody panics when the markets go down. But when markets go down, that is when opportunity for you to build wealth in the long term is presented. But a lot of people that are not educated do not understand how to take advantage of that opportunity in the down market. And what I'm going to do with you guys here tonight is I'm going to go over a couple of key lessons that can help you build a long-term portfolio while stock market prices are declining, and go over with you how I go about doing it, some certain strategies that I implement when I add and I start to build on my long-term portfolio when prices do go down. So there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you, both from a mindset perspective, but also from physical, but going into like, what stocks do you buy? How do you buy them? When do you buy them? Are all the things that everybody wants to know. Nobody really knows, okay, well, when do I buy? What if the stocks keep going down? And we're going to go over a bunch of that stuff that's really going to help you guys. And even if you're not going to actively trade, I mean, listen, I think this volatility is the greatest environment for active trading. And this volatility is not going anywhere. But even if you're not going to actively trade, I still want to go over with you guys some really good information that can help you with your long-term portfolios.
All right. First thing I want to do is there's a lot of people on right now. I'd like to get a little bit of an idea of how many new people we have on the stream tonight. So if you're not a member of True Trading Group or this is your first time on this live stream, can you please go ahead and type the number 1 in chat? We just want to get a sense of who is on here that is new. All right, so just go ahead, type the number 1 in chat if this is your first time. Mike, maybe you go ahead and read it out.
Yep, I'll read them out as I see them. All right, we got Wick, we got Luke Adams, Danu, Show Me the Sugar, we got Brady, we got Zeus XP Pro, John Rankle, Sean Dean, Anon Ho, Fixed Leg, Miss Money, Soy Sauce, Ricky Freeman, Just Sam, Isaac Afari. Nice. E. Cleve just signed up for the trial. Tanya Ace, A, Bill Blott, A Negs. Nice. Mad Med. We got Leroy. Oh, yo, Noble Eagle. What's up, bro? We got Lofty One.
Yeah, there's a lot of number 1s coming through.
I can't even read so many number 1s.
Yeah. Right now. So let's talk for a second. All right. At True Trading, huh?
I said I love talking with you. Let's do it.
Oh, yes. When you say it like that, it doesn't feel genuine, but
we're gonna have little fireside chats. I love our fireside chats.
Great. Mike, talk to me about inflation for a second. What's going on with inflation?
Inflation at the highest levels that they've been at in 4 decades. Everything from cars to gas to food to housing to clothing, every single aspect of our daily lives is being impacted by inflation. This is not something that is, everyone's talking about oil, everyone's talking about gasoline and the price of gas, but it's not just gasoline, it's not just oil. It goes into all of your energy costs. It goes into your food costs. It's everywhere. And it's a real strain on the average family. Just the other day, it's like I'm just 2 people. My wife goes to the grocery store, she comes back, and I see what we bought, and I see how much money that she spends. And I'm like, man, we're just 2 people. And I'm thinking to myself, how does, like an average family of 4 or an average family of 5, the amount of money that they must be spending at the grocery store, that they are feeling that they're spending to fill up their gas tanks. It's out of control. And a lot of people are really feeling it. And a lot of people are really struggling. And it's like, everyone's very excited. Like, yes, COVID's over. Yeah. And it's like, bang, you're punched right in the face with the highest prices that you guys have seen in 40 years. And it's painful. And the average family, not even just the American family, we have members from all over the world, but the average family is really feeling it. And I don't want people to feel like they have a decision to make. I don't want people to have to make a decision between like they have a decision to make. I don't want people to have to feel like, hey, do I worry about getting educated, and do I worry about learning how to actually take advantage of the environment and the market environment that we're in, or do I, make sure that I can pay for, next month's groceries, because a lot of people are feeling what's happening right now with inflation.
Got it. So, and that's all great and good. Let me ask you a question. What happens when inflation happens in the stock market? When inflation happens, what typically happens to the stock market and stocks?
Well, it depends. Inflation is actually can sometimes.
I think there's a little bit of an echo on your side, man.
I don't hear an echo. I heard an echo when Matt was talking, but I don't hear an echo.
I don't hear it now either.
Yeah, I heard an echo when Matt was talking for a little bit. It was you. People are saying that they heard an echo because when you heard me talking through your mic before, but now I don't hear it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, regular inflation is actually not a bad thing. When you have steady inflation of like a 2%, it's not a bad thing. It's actually good for equities. But when inflation is this high, and you're at, 7%, pushing higher and higher, it's a negative effect and has a drag on the overall markets because it has a drag on the consumer and therefore a concern with growth. As the cost of goods increases, as long as you have inflation outpacing wage increases, that's always going to be a drag on growth. Because again, especially in the United States economy is a consumer-based economy. It's 70% consumer. And when things are more expensive, the consumer has less money to buy more things. The purchasing power of the consumer goes down. And that's a growth concern. And right now, what you're seeing is, as inflation is a scare, the overall stock market is going down.
But is it just the overall markets, or is it stock too? Like, that would be the same thing, right? Obviously.
Well, no, listen. There's always a bull market somewhere. Right now, stocks that are moving higher are cybersecurity stocks. It's basically all your commodities. It's gold stocks. It's oil stocks. It's steel, palladium, copper. And I actually want to go back to a question you asked me earlier about stocks that I would buy right now. Actually, stocks that I think are fantastic. Cleveland Cliffs is a company that I really, really like. That's CLF. Okay, CLF, Cleveland Cliffs. And then you also have Freeport, FCX. These are all companies that I really like.
Got it. So, understood. So, yeah, I mean, look, what tip, I mean, in March, when the COVID crash happened, you went ahead and you were buying up, as much as you could at that point.
Yeah, I was, if anybody followed my channel back in March and April of 2020, and you don't have to take my word for it when we're done here, just go back and watch my live streams from March and April of 2020. I was screaming basically on a nightly basis. We were live every night, and every night I was telling people, this is the greatest opportunity of my lifetime. And I was trading, and I was in the markets in 2008 to 2009 when the Dow went down about 55%. And I was screaming from the top of my lungs that this is the greatest wealth building opportunity of my lifetime. I didn't have the money in 2008 as I have now, obviously, so I was able to take advantage of that from a long-term portfolio perspective. In 2008, 2009, I was really just beginning my Wall Street career. But when stock markets crash like that, the opportunity is tremendous. But most retail people get scared when markets crash, and they don't act.
It seems like at this point that retail traders are getting priced out. It seems like because of inflation, the market going down, it's like people are having to make decisions.
Correct.
Do you have to, and should I invest, at Tesla at a bottom? Should I invest in Facebook at a bottom? Should I invest, at these companies at a bottom? Or should I buy groceries, or should I pay for my car? That's what I'm getting at.
Exactly. With inflation right now, people are having that extra cash to invest. They're strapped. They're strapped.
So it almost feels like it's rigged a little bit, because the lower the market goes, the higher inflation rises, the more the little guy can't participate.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Okay. The higher the market goes, the lower the market goes, the higher inflation rises, the less the little guy can participate.
Right. The higher inflation goes, the less your average retail investor can participate. Correct.
And it seems like of times of crisis, like not crisis, but times of issues like inflation or war or other things, right? Oh shit, that's the masked investor just said, yo, what's up, man? Thank you very much, dude. So it almost seems like rigged a bit, because it takes moments of something negative, moments of crisis to make those prices go down.
Yeah. And
then when that happens, they can't, it's very hard for them. It's a very different market than what it was, during COVID. During COVID, you could do no wrong. You buy something, it goes up. It was a running joke.
Was the Fed? Everybody has the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell to thank for that.
Yes. So Zeus XPP Pro on Twitch. This is a daily stream. So it just feels like it's just kind of rigged, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the stock market is the number one way to level the playing field financially between the top 1% and everybody else. It is as long as the market is open, right? There is a way for the person that works 9 to 5 to have some opportunity to have the playing field leveled where they could work at the same 9 to 5 job their entire life and be given crap, promotions and title bumps and all sorts of stuff that mean nothing or don't really amount to that much. But I feel like, I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean,
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's why I tell people, the stock market is one of the few places that every single person has unlimited potential. There is absolutely
not without its risk. Let me just be clear, not without its risk.
Of course. But anyone that wants to become an entrepreneur, if you want to take the leap to start your own business, there's a risk of you losing what you're going to put into that business. But if you work hard enough and if you get good enough, there truly is no upside to your potential. Like, I always use my sister as the example because my sister is a high school English teacher. My sister could literally be the greatest high school English teacher that this world has ever seen. She could work harder than everyone. She will never make $250,000 a year. Ever. Not possible. Her earning potential is capped, regardless of how good she is or how hard she works. And that is bullshit. And that's why that's why I love this. That's why I think every single person needs to have some level of understanding and education in the markets, because it is how you could achieve financial goals that you otherwise did not think were possible. Everybody has their own goals. Some people just want to make an extra couple $1,000 a year. Some people just want to set themselves up for a long-term portfolio. Other people want to do this full time. Regardless of what your goal is, it's not going to happen just by you hoping and praying. It's learning a new skill and actually getting yourself educated and putting in the work. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But if you work hard enough at it, your upside truly is unlimited.
Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know, True Trading Group is a business, right? We talked about a trial earlier. We have a membership. We sell memberships. But we're different in the sense that, first of all, we care very deeply about your success. Is it because Mike and I are saints? No, it isn't. We're not saints. It's because we've built our entire business model on you being successful. That's why, right? And because, I don't want to come up here and say we're good people. I'll let that be for you, for other people to decide. But we feel very strongly about it that if we're going to be in this industry, right, financial education, paying for courses and that type of stuff, that it needs to be based, the growth of that business needs to be based on your success and your success alone. Not on how many pieces of content Mike puts out or how many winning trades Mike has. None of that shit matters. What matters is, are the tools, resources, and community that we are providing, is that making you money? Is that making you a better trader? That is it, plain and simple. And I would like to know from our members right now, if True Trading Group is making you money, or you are becoming a better trader as a result of this, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now and let them know, please. Let's see what we got.
You want to call them out? You want me to?
Yeah, no, you don't need to call them out. There's just going to be too many of them. If you're new or you are watching this for the first time, whatever it is, look at the number 1s that are coming through chat right now. These are real people. These are not bots. They are not paid to be here. They have no reason to be on here right now. They are here to support us the way that we support them, except for webcams-chat.com, hot girls and boys. That is spam And if you click that link, you deserve everything bad that happens as a result of clicking that link. I don't understand why people post that stuff in here. I really I don't know if any, I mean, I feel like they posted in here, somebody must click it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I don't know who clicks on that stuff.
So, anyways.
It's like, oh, look, I want to crash my whole computer. Let me click on that.
It's ridiculous.
Woo, unlimited viruses. Yes.
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 So anyways, you heard Matt say it earlier tonight. Okay. True Trading Group, whether you join True Trading Group or not, okay, you will need to spend money if you want to become a trader. And when I say spend money, I don't mean spend money on, I don't mean spend money on, on a trade. I mean, spend money as an invest in your education. Okay. And as Lipster09 said, unlimited viruses perk when you sign up. So it is very important that you understand that, right? That is what makes, do scam sites measure their success based on our satisfaction or wallets? Their success on satisfaction or wallets? For us, it goes hand in hand, man. If you're doing well, our business does better. Win-win, right? That's kind of how it is for us. But we're the best scam going. Just ask anyone in here. So what I'll tell you right now is this. At True Trading Group, this is how we are different. Okay, because there's a lot of these companies out there. We knew that going into it. This is how we are different. True Trading Group was built specifically with the person that works the full-time job. They have limited time. They only have a couple $100 or less than $1,000 to trade with. Maybe they don't understand, any of the terms or conversations that we were going into, but they know they need to get into the stock market because it, like we said, it is the great way to bridge the gap between the 1% and everyone else. That is who this is built for, right? For those people that have limited time, full jobs, that are just starting, and even for advanced traders and everyone in between, right? So for us, we designed True Trading Group to be a little bit different. At True Trading Group, TTG is the Netflix of trading communities. Well, what do we mean by that? Any other platform that you've ever been a part of, they charge you a little bit of money to get in the door, and then they upsell the shit out of you for the entire time. And that is the business model. The reason behind that, right? The reason behind that is because if I can get you to pay a little bit of money to True Trading Group, and I don't mean $3. We charge the $3 for the trial to make sure you're real. So if you come into our trial and you start doing and saying things that are inappropriate, we know who you are, right? Because you had to give real information. Okay, I'm talking about they charge you $250, which is a low barrier to entry. You pay that money because it's a low barrier to entry, and then you get upsold on everything else. Okay. That's how that works. What we did is as follows. We knew that it was going to cost you X amount of money per year to trade. So we went out when we were building True Trading Group. We said, how can we be different? So we approached other companies, right? Like Quote Media, ETNA, Polygon, TradingView, and a lot more. Right? CBOE is another one. And we worked out special deals with these companies where we get their premium products, we get them and get them for our members to be available for them for free for the whole year inside of the True Trading Group platform for all of our members. That is what makes us different. We take all of those premium tools, right? So let me go over just really quick what you get with your trading group, and then we'll get to the point of all this. You obviously get daily trading chat room access and real-time trade alerts for day trading, swing trading, options trading, and long-term investing. There's literally something for everyone. You get 2 small private study groups per year. You get Benzinga Pro's live streaming newsfeed and Squawk. You get TradingView's you get TradingView's premium real-time charting software, right? So that's not just the widget, that's actually the TradingView's premium version of their charting software, multiple chart layouts, save it, watch list, and real-time data provided by Quote Media. You get Trade Ideas real-time scanner. You can learn and hone your skills as a trader with TTG's trading simulator from ETNA. It's the same simulator that's used at Berkeley Haas and University of Wisconsin. Yours for free with real-time data for free as part of your membership. You get real-time dark pool and options flow and unusual options data from CBOE. You can quickly identify stocks in crypto with our scanner. You get a full trading performance journal, social sentiment screener, stock profiles and unlimited analyst ratings, downloadable analyst ratings, all from Quote Media. You get our daily watch list and game plan, and it's not just one; it's several of them. Watch lists for swing trading, day trading, the top 3 things to watch in the market every day, sent to you pre-market. Plenty of time to go through it. You get beginner and foundations courses, advanced courses. Options courses, the trader psychology course, which is second to none. Mike, you're actually doing a what do you call it? A trading psychology workshop soon, yeah?
March 28th, folks. Mark it down on your calendar. The psychology.
How much is that for members?
$1 billion. No, guys, it's totally free for TG members, as is everything that we include and that we add on to the platform. Guys, our workshops, our webinars are always free for our members. March 28th, mark it down on your calendars. I'm hosting a live workshop, the psychology of trading, getting you guys into the right mindset, how to build confidence, and how to avoid FOMO so you guys can achieve profitability. We're going to go over a ton of psychology stuff. The trader psychology courses, there's a part 1 and a part 2 in our curriculum. It is, when we've surveyed our members, it is the most commonly answered favorite course of our TGD members.
And let me ask you this, Mike. Let me ask you this. So you just probably only do these workshops once a month, right? You can't be in chat every day. Can you?
I am in chat every day.
Our chat room is open from 7:30 a.m. Eastern all the way till 4:30 p.m. Mike is in there every single day.
Along with 8 other professional traders.
Along with 8 other professional moderators. And all of their trades are listed and transparent and audited right there on our dashboard. So you can see the wins, the losses, the break-evens, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Okay? And I think collectively, all the mods are sporting about an 80% win rate. All right. So with True Trading Group, we wanted it so that you pay one price for the whole year and all tools, right? All premium tools and all courses are included. All future courses and future tools during the course of your 1-year membership is included. There are no upsells for any of those things. Okay? That is what makes True Trading Group different. Now, a membership to True Trading Group, we've been walking it up consistently, and we got it to $22.12 recently. Okay, and people were, we had a lot of people that were signing up last week, and the way that we set it up was you would pay $1,212 down, and then you would pay $1,000 in 6 months. Okay. We had about 34 people do that over the couple days that we had got there.
Yeah.
But I want to see something real quick. Guys, if you're on here, if inflation has affected your life in 2022, type yes or no in the chat. I'd like to know if inflation has indeed affected your life in 2022. Just go ahead, type yes or no. That's a lot of yeses so far.
It's crazy, man. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a single no yet.
I saw one no, but there's another no.
There's another no.
Okay, so because of that, we started thinking, people are going to love this.
Yeah.
So one of the other thing that makes us a little bit different is that Mike and I have a history of being extremely transparent with our members. No bullshit attitude, just straight shooting, real transparent with our members about everything. So with that said, I want you to know that here's what we're going to do. We don't want people to be priced out. Is True Trading Group worth $2,212? Yes, it is. It is worth that.
Worth more?
It's worth more than that. Just from the tools that you get. Do we make money at $2,212? Yes. However, would we make money if we charged $11.99? Yes, we would. So, what we are going to do is as follows. We want to go ahead and we look, and there's other groups out there. I've showed them. I mean, you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, there's groups out there that charge $3,000 for 90 days. There's groups that charge $5,000 for the year, $20,000 for a lifetime membership. Insane stuff. What Mike and I have decided to do is that we know that we can continue to charge $22.12 and people would pay $12.12 up front and $1,000 in 6 months. We know that. But we don't want to price other people out. And I feel like that is pricing some people out.
You know what? We started getting, I'm sorry to cut you off, Adam, but it goes back to like when we started, like, you know, the vibe that you start to get from people, like you can tell that people are really making a tough decision financially. You know, it's like, I don't want, we had like almost 40 people, 34 people, 35 people within like 2 days or just a couple of days that signed up for the 2212. But, you know, it's like for the first time we got, it just felt different from people that were.
Yeah. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it felt like you knew people really wanted to do it and they were going to do it, but it felt different. It felt like they were scared, not scared that we were going to screw them over, but scared that it was, you know, it was an extra, you know, it was over $1,000 more they were committing to. And that was a scary thing for them. And the truth is this, I want to come up here and I want to tell you that, you know, hey, you know, the price is going up tomorrow. You know, buy it tonight. This is the best. You're going to make $1 million tonight. And then tomorrow it's going to be great. You're going to get a yacht, a Lambo, and all that bullshit. And it's just bullshit, right? The truth is that we are moving the price. We move the price to $11.99 from $22.12. It's going to be it's a one-time payment of $1,199 when you sign up tonight. And it comes with a free laptop, 2 small private study groups, and something else pretty important in there as well. What I will tell you is this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the price is going to go up tomorrow. Would I like the price to be at $22.12? Yeah, we're a business. I want to charge what I know it's worth and more. Do I want to price people out? No, I don't. So we're going to try a different approach. I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell you, hey, you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and tell you that the price is going to go up tomorrow. I'm not going to go ahead and try and bullshit you with FOMO. I'm going to give you the facts straight away.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that for right now, we're going to keep the price around this level, and we might raise it in small increments as things improve and as it sees fit. but we're not going to just feed you a bunch of bullshit to sign up.
Nope. Yeah, those 34 or 35 people, whatever it is, that signed up for the 2212.
Well, this is a good part too. Yeah. So you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
No. Go ahead.
Everyone that signed up for in the past couple days for the 2212, you paid $12.12 up front. We are completely waiving your second payment of $1,000. You owe us nothing else.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. Everyone that signed up, there's 34 of you within the past 3 days not past 3 days, but since Friday, that signed up for the membership at 2212. You paid $12.12 down. You're supposed to owe us $1,000. You do not owe us $1,000. It's done. All right. We will make that adjustment in your accounts tomorrow morning, but it is done. You paid $12.12. That's your price. You're good. It will renew at that. Okay, it will renew at that no matter what our price is this time next year. And we're hoping that we are confident it'll be more. Okay, but truthfully, the tools that you get are worth over $4,000. That's putting no value on anything else. And our product speaks for itself. People are making money and becoming better traders. Okay, so Joe, pull up the screen real quick. So here's what we're going to do. Tonight, the only thing that I am going to preface is this. Mike and I have an allocation for 20 laptops. Okay, when you sign up for True Trading Group, you get a free laptop as long as we have them. So tonight, Mike and I have an allocation for about 20 of these laptops. That is, so that's for the laptop. Okay, so you sign up tonight, you save 45%. That brings the price from $22.12 down to $11.99. You have to enter coupon code TTG121 at checkout in order to bring the price down. It will not be there automatically. Go to ttgoffer.com. That's ttgoffer.com. Use coupon code TTG121 at checkout and complete it. Now, here's the best part. We talk a lot of shit about how our product is great, our community is great, all of this. We also back it up pretty hardcore. True Trading Group offers, I feel awfuls when I can't speak right, offers a double your money back guarantee. And the way that works, okay, is that you sign up for a membership tonight. You pay $11.99, all right? You complete all the courses and all the exams. And you may be thinking, oh, that's the catch. That's where they get you. Incorrect. We give you the answer key. But please don't cheat because you're only cheating yourself. But we're not going to be like, oh, we think you cheated, so we're not going to give it back to you. We don't care. All right? You should care. That's the whole point. So you complete all the courses and the exams. You attend one small private study group. And if you do not make your membership fee back throughout the first year of your membership, at the end of your first year of membership, we will give you a refund of everything you paid plus an additional $1,199. So we are going to give you back $2,398. Mike, could you explain that one more time?
Yeah, guys, I come up here every single night and I tell you, results matter at True Trading Group. When I mean results, I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about yours. I can make.
Oh, real quick, just so people don't get upset at this. Also, if you do not want the laptop and you want a little bit of a cheaper price, you can text this number right now. It goes directly to me. 201-775-9702. 201-775-9702. Text that number if you don't want the laptop and you want a little bit of an extra discount. Okay? And I will give you the code to use for that. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, just to say it again, I tell everybody all the time that results matter. And I stand up here and I tell you guys education this, education that. but I back it up. I put my money where my mouth is, and I believe so strongly in our ability to help you become successful. It doesn't matter if I make, 100 grand, 500 grand, $1 million, 2 million, 3 million, because guess what? I'm not paying your bills for you. The only results that matter are yours and our ability to help you become successful. We measure your success through your P&L. Okay. It doesn't matter if I'm doing well, but you're not, okay, then we don't just say, oh, well, the hell with you. No, we have to be able to help you actually become successful. So anyone that joins True Trading Group, as long as you commit to the platform you are subscribing to, and you actually give me some type of effort by going through our courses, passing the quizzes, you get the answer key for the quizzes, but don't cheat, folks. You need to know what you understand and what you don't understand. You're only going to cheat yourself if you cheat. And then attend just one private study group. If you do those 3 things and still are not able to make back the $1,199 at least once during your membership, we are going to give you back double what you paid. So that's $2,398 is what we will give you back at the end of your membership if you have failed to make the $1,199 back at least once after doing those 3 things. That is how confident we are in our ability to help you become successful. We've only had to refund 1.73% of our user base since 2017. I share that number with you not because, obviously just to prove to you that how infrequently people request that refund, that we've only had to refund 1.73%, but the refund is real. We've never denied anyone of that refund that has requested it. Okay. You just have to go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend a study group. And if you are still failing, you've never made that $1,199 back, we will give you $2,398 back. That's how much we stand behind this platform.
Yep. So what you're going to want to do, go to ttgoffer.com. It's $11.99. You get a free laptop, 2 small private study groups, all courses, all tools, no upsells for courses and tools. Use code TTG121. Sign up tonight.
And the first 20 people to do so get a free laptop, folks.
Correct. Or go ahead and send a text message to 201-775-9702 if you do not want the laptop, and I will give you a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Okay.
That number is right there at the bottom of your screen, folks.
Yep. So that's all. All right, Mike, onward.
All right, folks. So there you have that. Right. So a lot of people that were asking, how can they join? I would take advantage of this, folks. Like I said, we were 22.12 just the other day, but with everything that's going on with inflation, I really want people to not feel like they're priced out of this. And at $11.99 for the entire year, the value that you guys are getting, even if you don't take one single trade alert from the mods, like even if you don't follow any of our trades, you're getting about $4,000 to $5,000 worth of tools and resources. So I would take advantage and go to ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121. All right. And then that phone number 201-775-9702. All right, folks. So with that being said, I want to go over now and talk to you guys a little bit about some lessons with regards to building wealth in your long-term portfolio. Okay. Everyone that joins here tonight, that joins True Trading Group, okay, and uses that coupon code, you are not only going to be gaining access to my next workshop, which is going to be on March 28th. That's going to be the psychology of trading. It's free for the TTG family. So you guys join here tonight. You will be able to attend that workshop with me, but you will also be able to get access to a 2.5-hour long workshop that I did called Trading a Stock Market Crash and How to Build Wealth in Your Long-Term Portfolio. So while the market started going down and started crashing over the last, it's been happening now for the last 2 months. Okay. So over the last 2 months, hold on, guys. So over the last couple of months, while the markets were crashing, I hosted this workshop. Okay, it is 2.5 hours long. It's live, and I'm going to go over with you guys a couple of key lessons from this workshop so that you can be in a better position to build a long-term portfolio once the dust settles and while the markets are going down and the prices of stocks are going down. Okay, so everyone that joins tonight, not only do you get that discounted price, not only do you get the free laptop, not only do you get access to my workshop on the 28th about the psychology of trading, but you'll also get access to this 2.5 hour long presentation. Okay. So, and I'm going to cover with you guys here tonight a couple of key lessons that I want to go over with you. Okay. So let's see if Adam is ready with it. Okay. Hold on 1 second, folks. Okay. All right, guys. All right, here we go. All right, folks. So I want to go over a couple of key topics with you regarding this. Okay. I want to go over a couple of key topics regarding this with you. First and foremost, before I get into, there's two main things I want to go over with you guys for this. Okay. One thing that we're going to talk about is how to actually enter positions during a stock market crash, because a lot of people are always worried about, trying to catch the bottom, right? A lot of people are worried about, oh, how do I, I want to catch the bottom, or how do I know when the market's done crashing, or do I wait for it to bounce? Like, when do I buy? How do I buy? So we're going to talk about that. Another topic that I'm going to go over with you guys is one of the biggest mistakes that inexperienced investors make in their long-term portfolio, so you can prevent yourself from doing it. So we're going to cover how and when to actually enter in your long-term portfolio, but also one big, very common mistake that a lot of people make. Before I touch on that, I want to put things into perspective for you, and I want you to change your mindset real quick. Okay. I'm going to give you one analogy, and this is one analogy that I need you to think about. And you guys can actually answer this question in chat. I'll ask you this question. Okay. So let's say it is November 4th. Okay. It's November 4th, and you decide that you want to buy a new flat screen TV. Would anyone on here buy a flat screen TV on November 4th? Would you go to Best Buy or Costco or whatever, and would you buy a flat screen TV on November 4th? You guys can actually type yes or no in chat. Would you buy a flat screen TV on November 4th? Now, most of you that are going to be answering this question in chat, I'll just wait as I see a couple of people come through. Okay, here comes everyone saying no. Everyone's saying no. Why? Why would none of you buy a flat screen TV on November 4th? Someone says, I'll wait for Black Friday. Exactly. You're going to wait for Black Friday. Why are you going to wait for Black Friday? What happens on Black Friday? Everything goes on sale. There's a big discount. Why is it that every single person lines up hours in advance, eager as eager could be, will literally fight people to buy an electronic device that will lose 50% of its value within the next 2 to 3 years, simply because you're going to get a discount? You'll wait online for hours. You'll fist fight somebody at Best Buy to grab the last 60-inch flat screen TV because it's 40% off. Even though 3 years from now, that $1,500 TV will probably be worth $700. Why is it that everyone is so excited and eager to buy a flat screen TV when it goes on sale, but you are absolutely terrified to buy stocks when they go on sale? Everybody welcome Lewis. Lewis is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Lewis. Now that means there are 19 of those laptops left, folks. Everybody welcome Lewis. Remember, ttgoffer.com. Use the coupon code TTG121. Okay, don't forget, guys, if you do not want the laptop and instead you want a cheaper price, or if you have any questions about the membership, you can send a text to 201-775-9702. So now I give you that analogy because I want to change your mindset when it comes to building wealth in a long-term portfolio when the markets go down. Okay. So when you have the overall stock market, okay, and I'm not talking individual stocks right now, I'm talking the overall market, okay? Obviously, individual stocks matter when you're investing in your long-term portfolio. But right now, this is literally just to change your perspective, because too many times and ever so often, retail investors that don't know any better, they don't follow the markets, when markets go down, they say, now is a horrible time to be involved in the market. I'm going to sell. By the time you sell, more than half of the crash has already happened. You end up selling near the bottom. And then the average retail investor stays away from the market until they start hearing on the news again that the market's back at all-time highs. That could take 6 months. It could take 3 years, however long that time period takes, depending on what the severity of the crash that has taken place. Regardless the reason, regardless the time, the average retail investor will then wait until markets are back at all-time highs to say, oh, the stock market's doing really well again. I should then now maybe get myself back involved. It's the greatest transfer of wealth that takes place when stock markets crash. Because
real quick, I'm getting a lot of messages from people that signed up for the trial that said that they did not know there would be a discount before the trial, before they heard about the trial. Because when you sign up for the trial, the price is $14.20 is your cheapest price to sign up. If you signed up for the trial tonight and you want to take advantage of this, I will shoot me a text to 201-775-9702, and I will unlock the use of this code for you guys. But that's tonight only, and preferably while he's talking on the live stream, because I'm going to go to bed after this like everyone else. All right. So that's all. Thank you.
Awesome. That's really cool. So those people that join the trial, just send a text to Adam and he'll make sure you guys get that $11.99 discount as well. Okay. So again, I'm telling you this, I'm giving you this analogy because I just want to change your mindset, because I want to show you how the uneducated regular retail investor that really doesn't follow the markets, how they think. Okay. And I want to change the way that you think. I want you to start looking at stock market crashes as opportunity, because typically when retail investors sell out of a stock market crash, more than half the crash has already taken place. By the time the regular news media starts reporting that there's a stock market crash happening, we're already down probably 20% from our highs, which means we are probably, for the majority of crashes that have happened over time, we are probably more than 50% of the way over with the downward action that the market's taking place. The average retail investor learns about the crash when we're already down 20%. Then we go down another 10%. We're down 30%. They panic. They freak out. They sell down 30%. I'm talking about the overall market. I'm not talking about an individual stock. And then the market's bottom. They then recover again, however long that takes, and they buy back in at the top. Okay. I want you guys to stop thinking this way, because every single one of you just told me you're not going to buy a flat screen TV on November 4th because you're going to wait for a sale, and then you're going to be eager to then go and buy that TV. But nobody thinks that way when the markets go down and the markets go on sale. Okay? So we're changing that mindset. We're changing that perspective. Everybody welcome David. David is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome David. David, folks, remember ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. You guys get the double your money back guarantee. So what do you guys have to lose? Okay, again, if you don't make the $11.99 back at least once after doing those three things, I'm going to give you guys back $23.98. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you guys. Now, another thing I want to tell you, here's a fact that I want to tell you, just to, again, to put things into perspective. I just want you to change the way you think. And that's my main goal with that one analogy I just gave you. And now here's another that I want to help put into perspective for you. The worst stock market crashes of recent time, of our generations, 2008, dot-com bubble. Now, let's talk about the S&P 500 we're talking about here, okay? The S&P and the Dow. The worst crashes that we have seen, dot-com bubble and the Great Recession of 08-09. We went down about 55%. Now, the dot-com bubble, the NASDAQ went down like 76%, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the NASDAQ went down like mid-70s. It was 76, 75, something like that. The dot-com bubble, the NASDAQ went down like 70-something percent, okay? But when we're talking about the S&P, we're talking about the Dow, you're talking about a 50 to 55% decline in the overall market in the dot-com bubble burst and in the 2008 recession. Now, those are two massive events, major fundamental catalysts that saw global financial crisis. And even in the face of global financial crisis, the markets went down 50 to 55%. Now, I tell you that, again, to put things into perspective. The way that I have gone about my entire career is essentially giving myself a 50 to 55% worst case scenario in the market. Now, can we go lower than that? Yes, of course we can. Okay. But again, I'm giving you these things because I want to change your mindset and I want to change your perspective. Because if 2008 and 2009, the Dow Jones went from 14,000 to 6,600, it's about a 50, 55% decline. And that was the worst financial crisis that we've seen since the Great Depression. You were 48 hours away from going to the ATM and the bank saying, I'm sorry, we don't have your money. And we only went down 55%. Thank you, TARP program that bailed out the banks. Otherwise, things would not have gone as well as they did. Okay. Now, I shared that with you because now that puts things into perspective. During the COVID crash of 2020, we went down about 35%. So if you start thinking to yourself, wow, 2008, we went down 50, 55%. Now that kind of starts to put things into perspective so that you have a little bit of a backstop now. You know, okay, worst case scenario, we're going to be about 50 to 55% decline. You're giving yourself a backstop. Guys, the S&P 500 is not going down 80%, 90%. You're not going to lose all of your money in the S&P 500. That's not going to happen. The only way that happens is if the world ends. And if the world ends, it doesn't really matter because your money is going to be useless anyway. Okay? Guys, that cheaper price, by the way, some people are asking, the cheaper price without the laptop is good until midnight tonight. Okay? So again, 201-775-9702. Okay? If you guys don't want that free laptop, you'd rather have a cheaper price, you can send a text to that phone number. All right. So now that we've got kind of a backstop, right? Kind of a worst case scenario situation, we can now start to game plan our entries. How do you enter your positions? And this is what I have done time and time again, and I will continue to do time and time again because I tier into my long-term portfolio. Do not, I repeat, in big, bold capital letters, do not try to time the bottom. I promise you will miss it. Okay? I promise you will miss the bottom. Do not try to perfectly time the bottom. If you're building a long-term portfolio, you're not worried about the next week, the next month. You're worried about the next 5, 7, 10 years. Okay. Do not try to time the bottom. You will miss it. Something that I have done, all right, is when it comes to individual stocks, okay, use your technical analysis, identify buying zones, identify your support zones, okay, and have 3 different support or 3 different buy zones for individual stocks. But a general rule of thumb, just a general rule of thumb to kind of help you out, okay, is I enter my long-term portfolio, my positions in 3 pieces. I decide there's a dollar amount that I want to put into the markets, 25%, then 50%, then 25%. And as that general rule of thumb, when the S&P drops between 15 to 20%, 25% of that capital goes into the market. When the S&P drops 20 to 30%, 50% of that money goes into the market. And when we drop over 30%, the remaining 25% goes into the market and it goes to work in those tiers. I don't try to perfectly time the bottom because you will miss the bottom. So many people tried to perfectly time the bottom of March 2020 and they ended up missing the entire move. Yes, also, I see some people asking, yes, the price you pay tonight will be the renewal price for next year. Okay, so if you pay the $11.99 tonight and next year the price will obviously go back to $22.12. When it comes time to renew your membership, you will only pay the $11.99. So the price you pay when you sign up is the price you're locking in for life. Okay, that's the price you're locking in for life. Okay, so here again, getting back to this is a general rule of thumb to help you identify when and how. And again, this is how I do it. I'm telling you guys how I do it. All right, S&P down 15 to 20, I'm in 25%. Down 20 to 30, I'm in 50%. Anything over 30, that last piece of capital goes into the market because, again, worst case scenario, 2008, 2009, .com, S&P, 50 to 55% drawdown. And then if you go down to those levels and you stay there for an extended period of time, you know, you save money month after month. And when you can, you put that money to work. You put that money to work. You put that money to work when you can. Okay. But do not try to perfectly time the bottom. Accept the fact right now that you will put money to work and the market will go lower. Accept it. Be ready for it. Know it's going to happen. You want to get to your second tier, right? I can only get to my second tier if we go lower than my first tier. Okay. You want to get to your second tier. All right. This is a general rule of thumb that you can use to help build a long-term portfolio during market crashes. All right. So that's how I do it. General rule of thumb here for you folks. Now, I want to go over with you now one of the biggest mistakes that inexperienced investors make. Okay. I want to go over that with you now. Okay. Everyone needs to determine a dollar amount that you want to put into a particular stock. You need to know what that number is. It can't just be an infinite number because this is where inexperienced traders get themselves into a lot of trouble. An inexperienced trader, an investor will say to themselves, I want to be long. I believe in Robinhood. I believe in Fuel Cell. I believe in Nikola. I believe in Virgin Galactic. I believe in QS, right? I believe in all these different companies. And what do? You put them in your long-term portfolio. You buy some. Then the stock goes down. You buy more. Then the stock goes down. You buy more. The stock goes down. You buy more. The stock goes down. You buy more. And then what happens? You end up being massively overweight. And the overwhelming majority of your money is in a losing position. Meanwhile, the positions that are actually going up, maybe a Tesla, an Apple, an AMD, an NVIDIA, okay, maybe an AbbVie, a United Health. You're not adding to those positions. You're not adding to those positions. This is how you end up having a massively overweight portfolio. The entire markets can go to all-time highs. you will still underperform because 70% of your money is in Nikola or QS or fuel cell, even though everything else is going higher. Huge mistake that inexperienced investors make. Do not just endlessly add to a position because of price. Okay? Once you have reached the dollar amount that you want to put into a position, don't add to that position until you are proven right and that company actually is successful in their business model and they are progressing and they have good earnings reports and they're getting better and better and better. Because what you'll end up doing is you started buying a stock at 20 and now the stock's at $2 and your average price is still $9, even with all of your average downs. And this stock comes out with news, it gaps up 100%, and you are still down 60% on your position, even though the stock just went up 100%. That is how you will underperform in a long-term portfolio. Okay? The other thing that will keep in mind for you is buy strength, not weakness. Another big mistake inexperienced investors make. After a stock market crashes, or when a stock market crashes, inexperienced investors have a tendency to go after the companies that are down the most. Okay? Prime example of this, COVID crash. What was the stock everybody talked about? I got asked during the stock market crash, and go watch my March and April live streams. I was telling everybody what stocks I was buying, but every single live stream, people said, Mike, should I buy American Airlines? Mike, should I buy Carnival Cruise Lines? Nobody asked me. Nobody. Should I buy Apple? Should I buy Microsoft? Should I buy AMD? Should I buy Nvidia? Nobody asked me that. Want to know why? Because American Airlines and Carnival Cruise Lines were down 75%. Apple was down 30%. And they figure, oh, well, because this stock's down so much, that means it's going to go up more. Wrong. Buy strength, not weakness. There's a reason why American Airlines and Carnival Cruise Lines were down 75%, because they were the first stocks that every single portfolio manager wanted to dump. Apple, the last stock portfolio managers want to dump. And then what happened? Once the COVID crash bottomed, Apple, within months, all-time high. American Airlines, sideways. Nothing. For months and months and months until the COVID finally recovery. But at that point, Apple's already up triple digits. Buy strength, not weakness. One of the most biggest mistakes that inexperienced investors make. Okay? So folks, these are just a couple of quick little lessons that I wanted to share with you. I hope this stuff was helpful. Again, these are just a little piece of the 2.5-hour long workshop that I hosted that you all will have access to as a member of True Trading Group. You guys can watch the entire thing. It's 2.5 hours of just awesome. You guys thought you just learned something with those quick little lessons. That's just a tip of the iceberg. You guys can have access to that entire presentation as a member of the TG family, and then also get access to the workshop that is coming up on March 28th. All right. So again, folks, just go to ttgoffer.com. Use the coupon code TTG121. Everybody, welcome Edward, newest member of the TG family. Everybody, welcome Edward. That means there are now 17 of those laptops now remaining. The futures market are bouncing back a little bit. We're only down 1.3. Futures market's bouncing back a little bit. Everybody, welcome Edward, newest member of the TG family, folks. TTGoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. Get your butts in chat. Real quick, folks, let's show you the platform. I hope that was helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed those quick little lessons there. I hope you guys don't make that mistake now going forward. And I hope you guys do check out the rest of that workshop. Let me show you the platform that is TTG, the courses, the tools, the resources. Let me show you guys what you're getting access to as a member so that you guys can see what the platform is all about. Everybody, welcome Robert. Robert's the newest member of the group. 16 of those laptops left. Guys, remember, if you don't want the free laptop, if you'd rather have a cheaper price, you can send a text message to 201-775-9788. That phone number is right there at the bottom of your screen. Let's get into what you guys get with your membership, and then we'll wrap it up. I know it's getting super late. Of course, you're getting access to our chat room, okay? Our chat room where you're going to get the screen share from myself and the 8 other moderators in True Trading Group share their screens. We're live on the microphone talking to you during the day. We call out our trades in real time. Okay, we're there from 7:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. You're going to get access to 2 small private study groups, a chance for you guys to get some individual attention, to get your questions answered. Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed will give you live breaking up to the second news alerts. There's never been a more crucial time to get up to the second news alerts when you have constant updates coming out regarding Russia and Ukraine that can affect the markets. You also get TradingView's premium charting software, one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. Everything I'm showing you is included with your $11.99. You do not pay $1 extra for any of these features. They are all included. You also get the Trade Ideas scanner, where the industry standard AI scanning software streams on the TTG platform every day to make sure you are always aware of what are the hottest stocks on the day, what's making new highs, new lows, which ones have a surge in volume. You also get to use our simulator, practice trading stocks and options with fake money before you risk your hard-earned cash. You can use that simulator, guys, for the entire length of your membership. You can also use our own proprietary scanner to also help you scan for crypto. We have dark pool data and unusual options activity, stuff that used to only be available to professionals. Now you have access to all this as a member of the TTG family. Also, a full trading performance journal to track your trades, give you statistics and data so you can see what you're actually doing wrong, so we know what to improve on. A social sentiment scanner as well, which will scour through StockTwits, Reddit, and Twitter and tell you how many times tell you what stocks are mentioned the most on those platforms to help you stay ahead of the crowd. You're going to get analyst ratings on any stock you're interested in with insider buying and insider selling information. You're going to get our daily watch list, but also the game plan that our moderators, you'll know exactly what stocks our mods are looking at and how we plan on trading them. And then you have all the courses. The courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of I learned and I worked at the fund. You get access to beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, we've got it. It's in text and video format. There are no VIP or pro courses that will cost you more money once you join. They are all included in your $11.99. Then you'll also get our video library. Our video library has workshops and webinars that cover different topics like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job. That building wealth in your long-term portfolio is also in our video library. And then don't forget, every member of True Trading Group, you'll also be able to attend my workshop on March 28th, The Psychology of Trading. Okay. And then anything new we add to the platform, that's all included as well. You don't have to pay $1 extra. We add a new course, we add a new tool. It is automatically included in your $11.99. You guys do not have to pay more for it. So again, just go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121. You guys will get that $11.99 price point, a brand new free laptop for the next 16 people that use that coupon code. You actually have to enter the coupon code to get that discount. Okay, you'll know you're getting one of the free laptops as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart. That means you are getting one, and then you have the double your money back guarantee. Allow me to make myself very clear. I believe so strongly in our ability to help you become successful that as long as you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group, if you do not make the $11.99 back at least once during your membership, I will give you double, $2,398 is what I will give you back when you guys are, if you still are not able to make that membership fee back after doing those 3 things. That's how much I believe in this platform, and I put my money where my mouth is, and that is how I prove it to you. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot, folks. Go check out the reviews. Okay, over 1,400 people have left us a review on Trustpilot. Go check them out. Read the good, the bad. Decide if True Trading Group is right for you. All right, folks. So that's it, gang. Remember, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. Get your butts in chat. This is going to be a crazy week. Oil is moving higher again. This is going to be an absolutely crazy week. Oil, gold are in full focus. Commodities, you've got to take a look at steel, copper, gold, oil, all of these stocks. Newmont Mining, Barrick Gold, if you want something a little bit less volatile. Also, CLF, FCX, US Steel, that's ticker symbol X, a little bit lower volatility. And then Occidental Petroleum, one of the most volatile oil stocks that's in the market right now. You can trade that one also along with USO is an ETF. The GLD is an ETF for gold, USO for oil. There's so many ways you guys can take advantage of this volatility, but I will also be focusing on the SPY. So I'm looking at the SPY for potential puts. I'm looking at oil and I'm looking at gold. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow. That's where I'm going to be planning on making my money to start the week. My Teachy fam, I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow morning. Get your butts in chat. Do not try to trade this environment on your own. If you guys haven't done so already, smash that like button, show us some love, turn on those notifications, subscribe to the channel first, and then get your butts in chat with me tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. This was a great live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can send a text message. Don't forget, don't call, text 201-775-9702 if you have questions, or if you don't want the laptop, don't call that number. It's a text-only number, 201-775-9702. Wait, guys, the code word for tonight for my THD members is stand by. The code word for tonight is Excedrin. This is for my THD members. If you're not a member, don't worry about this. We do a lot of fun giveaways with members. We give away cash and electronics. This is a giveaway for our members. If you're not a member, don't worry about this. If you are a member, code word for tonight is Excedrin. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. I'll see you guys all tomorrow in chat. Later, guys.